It's no secret that Blackout EDC gear has always been a fan favorite around these parts. There's just something undeniably appealing about all-black carry that just works. But we wanted to take it a step further here. What if we combine that aesthetic with titanium, one of the most capable materials in the EDC space? Titanium brings serious advantages to the table. It's incredibly strong, weighs roughly half what steel does, won't corrode or rust, and it's even hypoallergenic. But getting titanium black isn't as simple as slapping on paint. Processes like PVD, DLC, Cerakote, and anodizing each offer different levels of scratch resistance and durability. And it's important to keep in mind that titanium costs more. It's far rarer than iron, more expensive to extract, and tougher to refine. Because of these factors and more, you should fully anticipate paying a premium for quality titanium gear. But seeing that we're suckers for space-age materials, it's worth the price of admission for us. So without further ado, let's dive into some of the best Blackout titanium EDC gear on the market. Back in 2021, the watch world got a bit of a wake-up call when CIGA Design, a Shenzhen-based brand founded by industrial designer Zhang Jianmin, became the first Chinese company to win at the GPHG, the Geneva Grand Prix, which is essentially the Oscars of watchmaking. Their Blue Planet watch beat out legacy Swiss brands with its three-dimensional globe dial and unconventional timekeeping system, proving independent watchmaking wasn't limited to traditional horological hubs. Now, this week's sponsor CIGA has partnered with Swiss atelier Label Noir for the Black Star Edition, which swaps Earth for a journey into deep space. The 46mm lugless titanium case gets full DLC coating, paired with a dial that's equal parts cosmic spectacle and mechanical innovation. At the center of the dial sits an 8.5mm concave pit coated in super black pigment, absorbing over 99% of light to create a void-like black hole effect. CMYK gradient printing depicts a swirling galaxy with blue dust trails and white stars spiraling toward that central darkness. A single luminous polar star hand orbits the dial, working with rotating hour and minute rings to display time through CIGA's proprietary asynchronous follow technology. Powering this conversational timepiece is the Swiss-made CDO4S automatic caliber, a Sellita SW200 base with CIGA's custom module, operating at 28,800 VPH with a 41-hour power reserve. The reconfigured gear ratios rotate the hour ring 30 degrees while the minute ring spins 390 degrees, creating that single-handed display. It's absolutely unconventional and definitely takes a moment to understand, but it does become intuitive pretty quickly when wearing the watch on a daily basis. Despite the 46mm diameter and 15.6mm thickness, the perfectly circular case and lugless design keep the wrist present surprisingly manageable, seen here on our wearer's 6.75-inch wrist for reference. The Grade 2 titanium with DLC coating keeps it light, the brushed finish diffuses reflections, and the included floral rubber strap with the poignant clasp is comfortable right out of the box. At just under $2,000, it's a conversation starter with GPHG pedigree that proves independent watchmaking can compete anywhere. Ridge has become one of those brands that needs no introduction in the EDC space. Kicking off over a decade ago with a Kickstarter campaign that flipped the traditional bifold on its head, they've since become one of the most recognizable and imitated wallet designs out there. Just search Amazon for the countless copycats flooding the online retailer. Founded by father and son duo Daniel and Paul Kane in 2013, the company has built their reputation on a simple premise: carry less, but always have what you need. The black titanium version seen here uses two powder-coated Grade 2 titanium plates sandwiching an elastic band that expands to hold 1 to 12 cards, and we found that these straps hold up pretty well over the years. We opted for the cash strap over the money clip, as it's just a bit more streamlined and it sits flatter in the pocket. The design includes RFID blocking protection, chamfered edges for comfort, and a thumb notch that lets you fan cards out with a single push. At 86mm by 54mm by 6mm and weighing just 2.5 ounces, it's dimensionally smaller than most traditional wallets, and it really has to be handled in person to appreciate the compact footprint. Ridge backs everything with a lifetime warranty and includes replaceable screws, elastic, and the T5 Torx driver for swapping between cash strap and money clip configurations. Calgary-based Pichi Design took a page from Ridge's playbook, launching the Kootenay through Kickstarter and blowing past their funding goal. Drawing inspiration from Canada's Kootenay National Park, that mountain peak silhouette isn't just aesthetic, it's the entire design language. And like most of our favorite keychain carabiners, Pichi outfitted the carabiner with a dual-zone compartment system. Machined from Grade 5 aviation-grade titanium, the Kootenay measures 3.16 inches long by 1.42 inches wide and weighs just 30 grams. The black coating keeps the finish stealthy, and those beveled edges require 100% more machining time than standard carabiners, and you can really feel the difference in hand. The back clip is the real utility play here. Instead of relying on belt loops, it easily slides directly into pockets across jeans, dress pants, and even softer gym shorts. Josh from Exceed Designs is our favorite kind of obsessive tinkerer. After developing a bit of a cult-like following with his TiRant Razor V3, he went back to the drawing board, spending 2 years and burning through nearly 20 prototypes for his next EDC creation, the Ultra Utility Knife. And it's safe to say it's one of the more ambitious utility knives we've come across, thanks to their patent-pending hot swap system. The concept here is simple, but the execution is what matters. Press the geometric thumb stud cam, lift the blade holder out, and swap to any of the 28 available blade options, and lock it back in. That's it, no rattle, no play. You can even run traditional utility blades with their quick-release holder, or opt for tempered D2 steel inserts in sheepsfoot, drop point, tonto, or full razor configurations. Blade swaps take just seconds, and the triple locking cam mechanism ensures nothing moves under use. The skeletonized 6AL4V titanium frame lock measures 7.15 inches open, with a 4.15-inch handle and weighs 3.3 ounces. Black PVD coating on the jet black variant keeps the finish durable, and the micro-jimped flipper tab provides a very satisfying deployment action, thanks in large part to the smooth drop-shut close riding on brass-caged ceramic bearings. And the deep carry pocket clip is reversible for ambidextrous carry. Exceed Designs includes a stainless fixed razor holder at no extra cost, plus spare screws, pivot components, a T6-T8 tool, and an oversized lock bar insert with ceramic detent bulb. It's the kind of thoughtful kit that actually shows he's using these things himself, not just designing them and moving on to the next project. Arizona-based Tech Accessories has been manufacturing EDC gear for over 2 decades now, and the Hi-MARKR represents their answer to the single-use plastic waste problem plaguing the highlighter and marker industry at whole. Like other gear on this guide, the Hi-MARKR was successfully kickstarted before it ever hit the market. Built from a grade 5 titanium body that measures just 100 millimeters long by 14 millimeters in diameter, it's a very pocketable writing tool, especially when compared to more traditional markers. The black Cerakote finish adds some nice scratch resistance beyond what standard anodizing offers, and the ceramic-based coating pairs well with the bead-blasted stainless steel retainer and end cap. Tech Accessories also outfitted the marker with neodymium N52 magnets to ensure the cap locks firmly to the body and conveniently sticks to the backside when not in use. We found that the chisel tip design worked well for both wide coverage and narrow line work, and swapping between black ink and highlighter configurations takes seconds. Simply unscrew the front retainer, pop in a different tip module with refill attached, and you're good to go. Tech Accessories includes 1 black ink refill installed, 1 yellow highlighter refill, an additional tip module, and a spare O-ring. Refills run just 59 cents each in 5 packs, and tip modules cost $1.19 per unit, which is substantially cheaper than buying disposable markers while also cutting plastic waste at the same time. Big Idea Design's entire catalog centers around grade 5 titanium, so when they redesigned their pocket screwdriver, we had high expectations, and the brand delivered. The BitBar 2 improves on the original with a fully enclosed storage tray, deep carry clip, and dual drive angles for better leverage. To operate, simply push the circular button and 8 S2 tool steel bits slide out magnetically, 2 Phillips, 2 flathead, 2 Torx, and 2 hex drivers. The fully enclosed design prevents pocket lint and debris from contaminating your bits, while the DLC coating adds a bit of scratch resistance to the mix. At just under 4 inches long, it carries like a small folding knife but still delivers full screwdriver functionality. The dual drive angles let you work either straight on or angled for better grip, and the included extension arm handles tighter spaces. Big Idea Design even throws in a leather sheath. Like all of their EDC gear, the BitBar 2 is backed by a lifetime warranty, further backing up their commitment to making tools that just won't quit. The James brand has built their reputation on minimalist EDC knives, and while they've delved into pens in the past, the Bolen is the brand's first twist retractable pen. Anyone who's ever carried a click pen daily knows all too well how annoying accidental deployments can be, and that's exactly why the Bolen was created. The Bolen's twist mechanism is spring-loaded and precise, and of course means no accidental pocket deployments or the accompanying ink leaks. Not to mention it's nearly silent, which is oddly satisfying in its own right. The CNC machine titanium construction keeps weight at under an ounce, while the dappled grip pattern provides both style points and some additional grip. In true James brand fashion, the team definitely sweated the details here. Seamless barrel construction, a perfectly tensioned pocket clip, and compatibility with ubiquitous Parker-style G2 refills so you'll never hunt for proprietary cartridges. Their signature electric moss paint-filled degree mark on the top is the perfect finishing touch here. Austin-based ROKA cut their teeth engineering eyewear for endurance athletes, triathletes who need sunglasses that won't budge during 100-mile bike rides. The Falcon translates that performance tech into a classic aviator silhouette that works equally well on both the trails or in your daily rotation. The titanium frame weighs just 19 grams, while ROKA's float fit system helps keep them secure without pressure points. But what really separates these from typical aviators is the engineering hidden inside. Stainless steel core wires in the temples allow fine-tuning, while patented Geeko pads use a thermoplastic elastomer that actually gets tackier when wet. And multiple nose pad sizes let you dial in fit perfectly for your face. The dark carbon polarized lenses allow about 12% light transmission, with ROKA's C3 technology, color, contrast, and clarity, delivering natural color tint that doesn't distort vision across environments. All of the brand's standard coatings include scratch resistance, anti-reflective treatment, and hydrophobic finish. For those who need sunglasses that perform like athletic gear but don't look aggressively sporty, the Falcon bridges that gap nicely. When Benchmade released the Narrows back in 2023, it became their thinnest knife ever, a titanium folder that prioritized disappearing into the pockets over traditional ergonomics. The newly released Mini Narrows takes that concept even further, shrinking it down to a sub 3-inch blade while still maintaining the same obsessive engineering. And yes, we need to address the elephant in the room. At nearly $600, this thing costs more than some people's entire knife collection and has been one of the hottest topics when it comes to the Narrows. And while it's admittedly on the expensive side, we'd be lying if we said we didn't love the knife. Benchmade really pushed the engineering envelope here. Let's get right to that ultra slim profile. The 7.11mm thick titanium frame lock is roughly 30% slimmer than the Blackout, and the 2.9-inch CPM 20CV blade measures just 0.08 inches thick. To achieve this, Benchmade had to completely redesign their iconic axis lock, ditching traditional Omega springs for a torsion spring assembly. The stepped ramp actuator not only fits the narrow profile, but it actually improves the action as well. In fact, this is one of the smoother Benchmades we've handled. At just under 2 ounces, it definitely disappears in your pocket. So much so we had to reach for our pocket to confirm it was actually still there. We will say that the ergonomics are the weak link here. It's just not that comfortable for heavy-duty cutting tasks. But for quick EDC tasks like cutting open packages, it does a job just fine. Is it overpriced? Maybe, but the execution is hard to fault. Love it or hate it, pry bars have become a staple in EDC loadouts over the past few years, and MecArmy's RL3BK takes the concept and shakes things up a bit. Operating similarly to a gravity knife, the all-titanium body measures 60mm folded and extends to 91mm when deployed, which is certainly compact enough for keychain carry at just 58 grams, but it's still substantial enough to actually use when you need some leverage. The party trick here is the one-click locking mechanism at the base. Slide the pry bar head out and it locks firmly in place, preventing flex or collapse during use. When you're done, press the release and it slides back into the body. The idea here is that the extended position gives you better grip and more torque than you'd get from a static 60mm pry bar, which does make a difference when you're trying to pop open a paint can or pry apart shipping crate slots. MecArmy also integrated a bottle opener into the pry bar head, a package cutter notch on the body, and a flathead screwdriver tip for some extra utility. The PVD black coating is applied over sandblasted titanium for a two-tone look, black on the body, raw titanium texture peeking through on the high points. And there's a keychain attachment point built right into the base for convenient carry. Anyone who owns multiple knives has dealt with the frustration of tracking down the right Torx bit when you need to swap a clip or tighten pivot screws. The Finland-based crew at Audacious Concept designed the Knife Tool XS specifically for that scenario. It's a capsule-shaped bit driver that stores 7 microbits internally and weighs just 35 grams empty, 52 grams fully loaded. The titanium body measures 56.5mm long by 17.2mm diameter, which makes it small enough to live on your keychain. Unscrew the top cap and you've got access to 7 S2 steel bits stored in the body, 2 T6 plus T8, T10, T15, PH0, and SL 2.0. That range covers most of the knife hardware you'll encounter, especially the T6 and T8 sizes that show up on everything from Benchmade to Spyderco. Neodymium magnets hold the bits firmly in the driver head, and the 6-groove grip pattern on the body provides some solid grip when you're torquing down screws. The brand opted for a PVD black finish here, and also includes a split keyring for attachment. All in all, it's a straightforward tool that does exactly what it's supposed to do without trying to be a Swiss Army knife. Key organizers have become common enough that most of us have at least tried one of them. But Costa Mesa-based Quiet Carry really shook things up a decade ago when they decided to integrate a frame lock knife directly into the body of their solution. The Q3 is the brand's latest iteration, consisting of a 2.8-inch titanium frame, that holds 4 to 8 keys plus a 2.35-inch AUS 8 blade that deploys with a thumb stud and locks open like any proper folder would. The setup here is pretty straightforward. Keys stack between the titanium scales and pivot independently using 416 stainless hardware. You can flip them out one-handed with your thumb, similar to how you deploy the blade. At 2.2 ounces in total, the Q3 also comes in a multi-tool blade option with can opener, safety hook cutter, and a flathead screwdriver if you'd rather skip the knife entirely. We've used Quiet Carry's key organizers for years, and have found that it works best with either 4 or 8 keys, not so much for the in-between numbers. The spacing and pivot tension seem optimized for those configurations, and trying to load 6 keys just feels awkward. The tool comes with extension posts for adding the extra 4, spare hardware, and a T8 tool, and each one features their signature 4-dot trademark engraved on the body. And there you have it, Blackout titanium EDC gear that fuses stealth form with space age function. As always, this is just our take on some of the best all-black titanium EDC gear out there, but we'd love to hear your thoughts. We're always looking for gear that can take a beating and looks good while doing it. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more EDC guides. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.